98.5 The Bull, today's hot country. It's Tanner here, and I am honored to be joined on the phone right now by a guy who's going to be in town this weekend at Cain's Ballroom, Wade Bowen. You doing all right, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. How about you?
I am doing good. What have you been up to here lately?
Oh, just working, as always. You know, we're still working the new record and got another record in the can, new music, so touring, just working like crazy.
Well, lots to look forward to, but I want to ask, because you are going to be playing at Cain's Ballroom this Saturday night here in Tulsa. From your perspective, what is so special about Cain's Ballroom?
Oh, it's so much. It's just the room, the presence there, you know, what's come before you and all the stuff that's going to come after you. I mean, it's one of those magical rooms that, you know, it really is hard to describe. You just have a feeling when you walk in there. And you stand on stage there. It's just, it's an honor. There's a presence to it that just feels good. And I think everyone that goes to shows there, not just the artists that play there, I think everyone that goes to shows feels that. And it makes everybody kind of up their game a little bit. And I think people that come there enjoy the show for that reason. I think it's just a very, very special place, and I'm always honored to play it.
Well, I'm always so interested in hearing from artists about, when it comes to your shows, the set list. So I obviously don't want to give anything away for Saturday night, but what are some things you keep in mind, or how do you put your set list together? What does that look like for you?
Well, you know, right now we focus so much. I've been releasing so much new music the last year and a half, you know, so it's a lot of that puzzles, trying to figure out what to throw in and then mix in the old stuff that, you know, everybody's familiar with, the standards, you know, that everybody wants to hear. And then, like I said, we have even newer stuff coming out that's not even out yet. So we're trying to mix that stuff in as well. So it's actually more of a challenge than I've ever had, but in a good way. I really enjoy that. The process, it never gets dull. It never gets stale. You know, we have constant new stuff and constant catalog to kind of throw at people and throw at ourselves as well. So depending on the night, you know, I make a set list and we very rarely ever stick to it. It always adjusts according to the way the night is going, and that's a really cool feeling to have those moments that you just kind of naturally happen based off what the crowd gives you.
Well, and you put on such an entertaining show. What are some of your songs that you hit that first note of it and the crowd just immediately knows what it is, they just lose it? What are some of your songs that are like that?
Oh, well, you know, Who I Am is always a big requested song. Saturday Night's a big requested song. Sunshine's on a Dreamer. Mood Ring, some of the old ones, you know, that have always been there. And then more recently, you know, I think we've got some great reaction from When Love Comes Around and Everything Has Your Memory and Where Phones Don't Work. Phones Don't Work, you know, some of those. So it's been really fun to mix in the new stuff.
Well, I did want to ask, too, because you've been talking about new music, and you had a new album come out this past August, somewhere between The Secret and The Truth. What has the response to that been like at your live shows? It's
been really good. You know, I really was proud. I really am proud of that record, and I was really excited to take it and go play it live. I felt like it was, you know, it's the first record I produced on my own, and I spent so much time writing for it and preparing for it. And I really felt when I finished making that record that I felt like it was going to translate really well to our live show and really help not only boost our live show and make it better, but be more enjoyable for everybody, including us. And I really feel that in the show. You know, when you get to add songs like Everything Has Your Memory, and then even our newest with Honky Tonk Roll, you know, it really adds a lot to our show, and I'm really, really seeing a great response from the crowd.
And speaking of new music, you've been teasing a new song on your social media that you're going to be releasing next week, Car Ride Home. What can you tell us about that song?
Yeah, you know, I've got the new record, and we just had a new EP. You know, the EP was only about a year and a half old now, so I just feel like right now, like I've been writing music and recording more than I ever have. We even have another Hold My Beer Volume 3 in the can, you know, from Randy Rogers and I. So my new theory is I love playing and writing and singing. You know, I love music now more than I ever have, and I want people to feel that with me, to enjoy the ride with me. So I'm going to continue to just keep throwing songs out in every way possible. And so Car Ride Home is just an example of that. We're going to try to do that more this year. It's kind of been a goal of mine to not necessarily a whole new album, but to just keep throwing songs out there. And this is kind of the first step at that. And it's a different day and age when we live in. It's not always just albums. It's just you have to adjust to the streaming world a little bit, and so that's what this car ride home is all about. I'm excited for people to hear it.
When you say you love music, who do you listen to?
Oh, I listen to everybody. I love, my favorite thing in the world is 80s and 90s country. That's kind of my go-to playlist. And but I named my son Bruce after Springsteen, so I have a rock side as well that I love. I love the Eagles. I love Fogerty. I love Jackson Brown. I love Guy Clark, Robert Earl Keen, George Strait. The list goes on and on. Vince Gill. So it's kind of all over the place.
Talking with Wade Bowen right now, going to be at Cain's Ballroom Saturday night. I want to ask something not music related. On your Instagram and on your social media, you had just congratulated the LSU women's basketball for their national championship win, and you said that you brought them some luck. Now, what's your connection to them?
We have, Kim Mulkey actually coached at Baylor for years, and my dad went to Baylor, and we have a huge Waco connection with that's where I grew up. My mom and dad still live there, and family still lives there in Waco. And so we have a lot of mutual friends and developed somewhat a relationship with Coach Mulkey. And then one of my favorite people in the world, her name's Jordan Westbrook. She's part of her staff, and she runs our Bowen Family Foundation on the charity side of things. And so that was where it all came from. We went out there to visit. We went out there to play a show and to visit our friend Jordan. And earlier in the year, in the preseason, and hung out with Coach Mulkey. And, it's only her second year out there, so it's a little change for me to see all of them in LSU versus Baylor. But obviously they're adjusting very well. And it's really cool to see our friend Jordan succeeding and doing so well. So she does a great job with our foundation. We can't thank her enough. So it's fun to see her succeed.
Well, and for folks who are not familiar with that foundation, what is it all about?
The Bowen Family Foundation, we started that about 10 years ago, and in those 10 years, we've raised almost $6 million. We benefit anything involving children and families, and we keep it pretty broad, and we let people go to our website and submit a reason as to why they need the money and how much and what it's going to go to. And we go through as a foundation 3 times a year and give out grants based off of that. And it's a lot of fun for us. It's a lot of work, but something that we really take a lot of pride in. My family does, and I've got 3 sisters and my mom and dad, and then my wife and my kids as well. So it's a huge family friends effort, and we've got a lot of great supporters that have helped us through the years on music festivals and golf tournaments and all the stuff that we've sponsored as well. So we love doing it, and it's so much fun to give back.
For sure. Well, Wade, it's been great talking with you. Like I say, Wade Bowen going to be at Cain's Ballroom on Saturday night. You can get all the info on that show at cainsballroom.com. Wade, thank you very much, and we will see you Saturday nights.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure to chat. Thank you very much.